The first thing you're going to want to do is to find the program GarageBand. Here it is. I will click on it. Once it's open, you will want to open an empty project. Click Choose. It's going to ask us what we want to do in terms of instrumentation. So are we going to record our own voices, our own instruments? Are we going to have software instruments? We are going to do software instruments. So this is the default one. We're going to leave it there. If you've moved over, make sure you go back, select this one, and click Create. This is musical typing, which you can use if you know how to play the piano. We're going to go ahead and turn it off. We will not be using it for this assignment. Over here, you will find the loops. See how it looks like a loop? Click on the loops. To find something to listen to or to add to your song, you can select loops and select a style. If I wanted something from the hip-hop style, I could select hip-hop, and all of these would be hip-hop loops. I could even narrow my search by clicking on piano. So these are hip-hop loops with piano. To reset it, click the X, and you're back to the beginning. You can also choose electro bass, dubstep, lots of other choices here. I'm going to go ahead and click on loops because for this assignment, we are going to search for specific loops. And if you want to find my specific loops, you'll want to make sure that you don't have one of these selected. So just make sure you click loops. The next thing we'll do is we will search for top-down piano. Go ahead and write top, down. We see down here top-down piano. We're going to go ahead and drag it to measure 1. This is a measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, measure 4. And inside of a measure there are 4 beats. Like when you're dancing and you can feel the beat. What you don't want is to look like this guy. Here we have 4 beats in one measure. This is what we call 4/4 time. This is the first beat, second beat, third beat, and fourth beat. This entire clip is 8 beats long, as you can see here. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beats, so that is correct. You will notice that these are longer. They will all be different lengths. Now what we want to do is we want to loop this. Now if I put my mouse right at the end, I can trim it, which can cut it down, or if I have that circle, I can loop it, which is what I want to do. And we're going to drag it all the way past measure 16 to the very beginning of 17. So over here we have measure 17. We're not going to go into 17, but we're going to take it all the way into 16. Next, we're going to search for M style, guitar 2. This we will start at measure 9. So bring it down below, measure 9, right here, and we will continue that as long as the one above it. So loop it all the way to the beginning of 17. Next, we will find ozone layer bass. O-Z-O-N-E. There's ozone layer bass. This is going to start at measure 9. And it's going to loop all the way until the end of 16 again. Next, you're going to find bell ringer beat. This will start at measure 9, and again, this you will not have to loop. It's 16 beats and will go all the way to the end of 16 by itself. This is how it sounds. Here we go. Now, it just kind of comes in really quick here, so we need something to help build it up, to make it bigger slowly as we come into this, this big moment here. So we're going to go ahead and find something called Passages Delay Guitar. P-A-S-S-A-G-E-S. Passages Delay Guitar. We're going to use this to build up, and this one is going, we're going to start this one at measure 5, right here.
The next thing we're going to want to do is to kind of change it up a little bit. By the time we get to measure 17, this is starting to feel old, and if we just repeat it over and over again, it's going to get kind of boring. So let's go and find that Passages Delay Guitar, this section right here. And we're going to play it again at measure 17. Now I could go back and search for it, or I could simply click on it here, hit Command C, or in Edit, that's Copy. Notice you can find the shortcut here, Command C. And then, making sure that this is selected, I can come here and then go to Edit and Paste, or Command V. We are going to have Passages Delay Guitar go from 17 through 24. So we're actually going to have to drag it out like so. I'm going to do something a little tricky here. I actually only wanted to go through beat 3. So notice how we have beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, and beat 4. We're going to leave beat 4 blank. This is going to be our drop. It's not a big drop, but it's a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and pull this back so that it's right there. So if I were to take a cursor and put it there on that beat 4, it would line up with the end here. Next, we're going to take top-down piano, which we have here. Do the same thing by hitting Command C or Copy in the menu. We're going to paste it at measure 21. Make sure that you select the right track. Edit, paste. And we're going to make this one not go quite as long, but we're going to stop it again at this third beat right here. So if I click here and drag it to right there. So now you can hear where there's a stop. And then we'll come in again. Now we need this to have, it needs to build up and become really exciting right before that drop hits. So let's go ahead and add in Pop Egyptian Skybeat 1. I'm going to come over here and top in Pop EGYPT. There, Pop Egyptian Skybeats. I'm going to use number 1. And I'm going to start this one. This is going to sound a little weird, but I'm going to start it on the 4th beat of measure 23. It makes me drag it here, but now I can move it over to this 4th beat right there. My marker to make sure it's correct. Here we go again. Next, we're going to use a 2-step remix Beat FX 21. Type in Beat FX 21, and we are going to take the 2-step thump Beat FX 21 right here. And we're going to put this one at measure 23 exactly. Next, we are going to find Rising Synth. Rising Synth Effects 30. Start on the 3rd beat of measure 21. So we'll put it here, and we want it on the 3rd beat. Well, that's 4th. Let's try it here. So let's see what this sounds like. I want it all to stop at the same time, and it's not. So I think I need to clip this, I need to trim this one. Now you know about the circle that makes it so it goes on forever, but there's also a trimming one. So if I move it until I get this bracket, I can trim it down. And I want to trim it so that it ends at that 4. And we want to trim this one so that it ends at the 4 too. Let's see how that sounds. There we go. The other thing we might want to do is we might want to change the volume of this so that it gets louder. Now this is a little bit complicated, so listen closely. I want to hit the letter A on my keyboard. So on your keyboard, find A and then tap the letter A. When you do so, it will give you access to the volume. I can then click on this yellow line here, and if I click on it, I can make little circles, and these circles are movable. So as you can see, it's going to get louder there. I could start it slightly softer, and now let's see what that sounds like when I play. There we go. I also might want to raise the volume of this. You can just raise the entire volume, like so. Sounds about right. Maybe slightly down in there. If I hit A again, it goes away and I have my regular tracks like I'm used to. Now, we have to come back in. And we're going to come back in at measure 25. So we're just going to have this one beat of a drop. At measure 25, we want to use that top-down piano again. Right here. I'm going to go ahead and copy it. Command-C, make sure that this is selected. Come over here, and at 25, I'm just going to edit and paste. So we have it there. And then we have, let's go with the passages delay guitar. That's this one. Let's go ahead and copy that one. And select that. Make sure you select the right track. We're going to go to measure 25, edit and paste. Then we are going to go to ozone layer bass. This one here, make sure we select the right track. We're going to go to edit and copy. And then at 25, we're going to go to edit and paste. So this is our song coming back again, and then we'll do the bell ringer beat again right here. Copy. Paste. So we're actually going to end all of these ones at measure 32. Well, two of them. Let's end ozone bass at 32. And these last two, we're going to go ahead and let them fade out. In order to add measures into GarageBand, we have to come up to this little section up here and change the bar length so that we can see everything plus more. And then we come up here and we're going to click and drag out and take it all the way to 37. Now we have 37 measures available. We're going to take our bass layer, we're going to loop it all the way out, our drum layer, pull it all the way out, and then, like I said earlier, we're going to tap the letter A, or if you don't know how to tap an A, which is kind of ridiculous, you can click on this thing here. Click on this, it does the same thing. Now I can click and make a dot here and a dot here and then go like that and it will just fade out. So we can click, make it, select it, make a dot, click, drag down, and now it will fade out. So the end of the song will sound like this. I can close this or tap A again, and there's my song.
Finally, to turn your song in, you'll need to share it. We're going to go to Share, and then Export Song to Disk. We're going to make sure that we choose MP3. I want you to turn in an MP3 song file. Call it Music 1, and then I would save it on your extended home. This is the file you will turn in through Google Classroom. Good luck.